Griff, I don't know what to say, so I'm sure you don't know what to say.
Yeah, I have some thoughts. Some I can say publicly, some I probably shouldn't. Yeah, I thought tonight was obviously very disappointing. I actually thought tonight the effort was good, for the most part.
Mhm.
The problem was, we were like a shotgun, and the shells are going everywhere as opposed to a rifle that's precise with the
Right,
execution.
right.
And
You made no 3-point shots in the second
well,
half.
it's not even about making the shots. It's about doing the details right. We
Right.
we talk about having relentless effort. We talk about urgent focus on details. Thought our effort was good, but then we'd come down and we'd jump up in the air and try to make a tough shot,
Right. Or turn the ball
or
over.
turn the ball over. And then on the defensive end, we're making switching errors, ball screen errors,
And they're getting the ball inside all the time.
and fouling, at the end of a shot clock. Just discipline plays. But I thought the effort was there. It just wasn't. It wasn't execution focused.
There was no consistency, either offensively or defensively.
Yeah, yeah. And so I think that's we talk about this. I stole it from Tony Shaver, who Bob Rotella says is that competition is or execution is the highest form of competition. Bob Rotella, of course, the sports performance coach, um, and that's something that was missing tonight. I thought the effort was good again. I don't think we were as connected as we needed to be, and so I think when you're not and you're not urgently focused on executing and you're just making plays, you're more susceptible to making errors as well. You make some great plays, but then you also stub your toe.
Right.
And we had too many errors on the defensive end with, like I said, particularly in the second half. I think, they shot 59%, and then the times they didn't make, we probably fouled them a fair number.
Right. Or they got offensive rebounds. There was
Yeah.
that one sequence when you guys had the lead when they got 3 offensive rebounds,
Yeah.
scored, and then got a steal
Yeah,
right after the inbounds.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, to me, a critical juncture in the game
Yeah.
because you went from up 1 to down 5.
but that's the type of focus where you have to kind of really tighten the screws, and that requires connectedness.
Right.
And I think we have that at times. I thought we really had that, particularly in the second half at High Point on Thursday night.
Right.
And we're not going to use. I mean, obviously we're playing with the short bench,
Right.
and that hurts you. But
When might those kids come back?
who knows? Who knows? It's been it's been perplexing. But injuries are a funny thing, and bodies take different times to heal. So obviously we don't want them to come back before they're ready. But it obviously leaves leaves a hole.
Yeah. You
And
go from 9 deep to 6 deep.
yeah, and we've threw Leo Nordberg out there at High
Right.
Point and tonight, and he's done. It's not fair to him. And
Right. You
he-
even played Precious
Precious.
in the first half.
Yeah, and did at High Point, and these are guys who haven't really had an opportunity to play, and so you're kind of thrusting them in, and I know the next man up, mantra, but that's hard for them, and but we have enough guys, but it's what I would say is our connectedness and our execution.
What do you say to your
It's-
guys the next few days in practice?
We've just got to. I told them. I said I really I was proud of the effort, but we've got to be more connected, and we got to play together, and we've got to be really focused on executing our details. And if we're not, then, like I said, I think you got 5 guys out there who are just out there trying to make plays.
Right.
And you saw that offensively, we're just taking shots,
Right.
and not the right shots,
Right.
and not at the right time.
Right.
And but it's on the defensive end too. And
That's where
so-
your good teams always start, is on the defensive end.
but that's always because they have an execution mindset.
Right.
And and again, this group has a lot of new guys. But
A lot of new guys, a lot of guys leaving.
yeah. But we've struggled to that's my job. My job is to get them to understand the importance of it, and then get them to understand what the principles are, and then get them to do it. And frankly, I haven't done a good job with that this year.
I think you only had 10 turnovers, but it seemed like every turnover
12.
was
12.
okay. Every turnover was critical. Came at a moment when you were about to go on a run, or cut the lead from 8 to 6 to 4, or even when you had the lead.
I think the other part were so many of them were unforced.
Right.
And so that's what makes those a little bit more challenging.
And that leads to transition baskets at the other end.
Leads to transition, it gives up, and opportunities. But it can kind of at times take the momentum as well. And but we got to get to the next play mentality, and I'm not sure we're doing a great job with that right now.
Right. Julie offered to trade houses with me tonight. Go stay with Danny, and I go stay with you. I turned her down.
Yeah. No. It's these guys are wonderful guys.
Right. I know that.
And I'm not pushing the right buttons, John. And it's obviously, I think it's really disappointing for them. I think a lot of times, it's as a coach, you can get really frustrated. Why isn't it getting through? But they want to win, and
they never quit tonight.
No, and I just think it's really hard right now. I think even in this atmosphere of college athletics, there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of voices, there's a lot of distractions, and but you want to build a team that is really about one another and connected, and that's about execution. And I've said this to them ad nauseum. Right. I think we're really close, but I think what is missing is hard. Right. But if we can grab that magic, because we've seen great examples of it, but then we've also seen lapses where it's not there. Right.
Last one. I know you don't make excuses, but how much did playing Thursday night and then having to travel affect you today with a short bench?
Yeah, I think part of it is, maybe that leads to some of the execution miscues and the focus miscues, because, when you're fatigued mentally, that's the first thing that goes. So, but honestly, yes, of course, we didn't have our normal prep.
Right.
For this game. But, I think the mistakes we made are on us. And, if we want to win games in conference, you got to be better. And
see, I knew you wouldn't make any excuses.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, of course, 24 hours less is an impact.
Right. And traveling.
But at the same time, it's a blessing to be on national television. I think the guys probably loved it, those that played. It's great for the university. So we don't want to trade that.
Right.
But we've got to be tougher mentally to be able to, have a quick turnaround. And look, all of our guys, they want to be pros. Well, that's what the pros do.
Right. And they travel.
Right. And so,
not by bus.
Yeah, not by bus. Well, that's right. Maybe the Wizards in Philly.
Well, they deserve to be on the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
Griff, thank you.
Thanks,
Hang in
John.
there.
Yeah, man.
Talk to you.
Okay.